What is going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be doing a no sanity, no evidence, no hiding, and no grace period round on Point Hope. And I must warn you that Point Hope is the most difficult map to do this challenge on because all the floors, depending on where your ghost is, of course, the higher up, the worse it is so narrow that some of the ghost tests are very difficult to do. To try to even observe ghost blinking patterns could be a chore because depending on where the ghost is, you don't get to see it for that long before you have to go run upstairs or downstairs. And since the floors are so narrow, trying to go ahead and test for things like myling and yokai, where you have to be a certain distance away from the ghost in order to try to get its attention or to hear its footsteps, it's very difficult. Those tests cannot be done on different floors than the ghost. So you have to be on the same floor as the ghost, and it has to be wide enough in order to get a test done. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get on into this challenge. Here we are, Point Hope. What are our objectives right now? Repel, Cruci, Cleanse. Honestly, fantastic objectives. We couldn't have gotten any better. Let's go ahead and get a flashlight. Let's get a Cruci. Let's get a smudge, and let's get a lighter. I'm going to come back for some salt and probably another smudge for my smudge timer. I like to bring in 2 smudges. That way I have one to go ahead and start the smudge timer after the first hunt, and one to protect myself after the smudge timer is over. Throw this in the front door, but we're going to go ahead and throw this crucifix inside the doorway. That way, if the ghost is by that entryway or the bathroom, that crucifix will protect me when I enter. Because we're doing no sanity, no grace period, so it can hunt me the moment I enter. Let's go back to the van. Like I said, we're going to grab some salt. We're going to grab another smudge. And I'm going to grab probably a photo camera. Yeah, I think a photo camera is going to be good for some photo opportunities to go and get some XP and some money. So let's go ahead and get on in there. We're going to try to go ahead and identify where the ghost is. And we have to slowly travel up the staircases in order to hear the ghost actually hunting. So it may be a little bit of an adventure stage before we actually get into anything. So here we go. No sanity, no evidence, no hiding, no grace period. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. And I'm going to bring the salt with me as well. Now, I kind of want to stay here, if I'm being honest, just for a second. Oh, what was that sound? I think it turned the breaker off already. It turned the breaker off almost immediately. So that means automatically the Jinn is not possible. And if you guys didn't know, this custom difficulty, the breaker starts on. So the fact that the ghost went ahead and turned it off so quickly is very telling. All right. I want to go ahead and stay in here real quick just because if the ghost is in that room, I want to be on top of my crucifix. So once that door shuts, if I don't hear on this floor or the floor above me, we'll start to work our way upwards. So we're just waiting for the door to shut to begin. Wow. Okay. The ghost is trying to hunt on us right here in the doorway. So thank goodness I stood here because if we didn't, that probably would have ended very quickly this round. All right, let's go ahead and move this crucifix then maybe a little bit further over here. And I'm going to try to get some photos of this crucifix before it starts doing anything again. So I'm wondering if the ghost is going to be like bathroom area or if it's going to be in here in this room. I haven't heard any throws or interactions, so I'm a little surprised. Again, standing on my crucifix. I don't want to get got by this ghost earlier than I have to. That sounded like an interaction sound just there. That sound, I don't know what was interacted with, but it was definitely somewhere on this floor. There's always a possibility, too, that the ghost is not here. It's for its favorite room. It might be a wraith that's teleporting back and forth, or a phantom that's doing some sort of a roaming ghost in general. So we always got to keep that in the back of our minds whenever the ghost eats the crucifix underneath us, is that it could be some sort of a ghost that's roaming towards us, just like that. So it ate it in here too. Very suspicious indeed. I'm going to start working my way up the staircase, and I want to actually have it hunt without trying to get me in the process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand 2 floors up. We're going to be 2 floors up from this ghost. The moment I can no longer hit the light switch is when the ghost is actively hunting. Also, I want to make a quick note here that the fact that this ghost on the bottom floor is very good. This could have went a lot of different ways, and the fact that it's on the widest of all the floors in the lighthouse, that's good. That's good for a lot of tests. Can even kind of like get down these staircases just a little bit. Hopefully the ghost doesn't spawn on the staircase with us unless it's like a banshee or something. And tactically speaking, even if it was a banshee, as long as that banshee is on the bottom floor, it can't roam to me on a different floor. The banshees cannot roam to a target that is on a different floor than their favorite room. And the banshees can never change favorite rooms in general. So that is a big call out there for sure. It's hunting. The ghost is actively hunting. I don't hear anything. So, oh, it's done hunting now. If it was hunting, it's done. You know what's crazy is I just don't see anything interacted with over here. No throws. So now I have no choice but to be super suspicious of a Wraith. A Wraith in Lighthouse. I mean, that's awful. That's not good. You can just teleport between all these floors at will and try to spawn on top of us. So you know we got to go back in here and go grab ourselves another cruci. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this crucifix. I'm going to hold it. That way, if the ghost tries to spawn on top of me, it'll go ahead and apply the crucifix's radius of protection and hopefully just burn it right in my hand. Still no hunts? It's hunting now. I can hear it. Active hunt. I think it's below me. I think it's in the bottom floor. It's coming up. Turning off flashlight so it doesn't know I'm here. It's still coming nonetheless, so I'm turning flashlight on. That is Phantom blinking right there. Oh! Yeah, so hard to see. Very, very invisible ghost. Blinking for 2 seconds at a time. We got a Phantom. So it is one of the roaming ghosts, the Phantom. Cool. It is done hunting. I must say, the Phantom is easily one of the most identifiable ghosts of the game because of that unique blinking pattern that we just saw. And I would love to be able to see it again on another hunt. Let's go ahead and get some more stuff and go back inside of there. Maybe some more salt. We just have to be super careful that it's not going to spawn on top of us because that would be very bad. Super careful of that. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Salt down in the stairway there. Maybe if it decides to roam up here, it'll go ahead and step in that salt, and I'll know that it's made its presence here. All of our objectives are completed right now, so we are off to an amazing start here. Finding the bone on this map is going to be difficult, and I don't know if I'm going to stick around to do it. Oh, just stepped in that salt. So you see right there, the Phantom has roamed up the staircase towards me and has gone through the salt. Thank God we have the... Yep, and there you go. It went ahead and it tried to bite the crucifix as a result as well. Let's grab this photo camera. Let's take 3 photos of the salt because I took all 3 salt piles and put them in the same spot. 1, 2, 3. Let's get a photo of the cruci. Did that count as interaction? It did. Burn crucifix right after that as well. Nice. How many more photos do we need? 2? 2 more photos. And there's the last 2 photos. 1, 2. I definitely do want to be able to show you all what the Phantom blinking patterns actually look like. So we're going to go ahead and definitely try to endure a hunt. That way I can at least show you the visibility or lack thereof that the Phantom does have. One of the things I highly recommend if you're doing a 0 grace period round with a ghost that roams towards you like this is to keep moving, keep it on the move, and hopefully it just won't spawn on side of you because that would be the worst case scenario. It is hunting. Coming up. Disappearing. Yep, you can see, you can hardly see that thing. Smudging right now. It was basically standing inside of me. It's going, oh. Just came up the stairs. It was just so hard to see. We saw it maybe 3 times as it pursued us up one staircase and then the next. Just so hard to see. Amazing. Besides getting the bone, that is a perfect game. And I feel good about calling it not a mimic because it did it twice. It went ahead and showed Phantom blinking once, and after well over 2 minutes, it did another hunt, and it still showed that Phantom blinking. And you gotta keep in mind, the mimic can change its ghost type every 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So after 2 minutes is still showing the same exact ghost ability, you don't have a mimic. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the next one. Phantom is in. Let's go! There we go right there, the Phantom. 4,099 XP on that round. I must say, there was so much luck that happened there. We had a good ghost location. We had great objectives. We had a great ghost type. That was a fantastic round of Lighthouse. I can't believe we got it done so quickly. How long were we in there for? We were there for like 9 minutes and 24 seconds, and a majority of that was me trying to go ahead and stay away from the Phantom, so that way it wouldn't spawn on top of me. So it didn't even take 10 minutes to get that round done. That's a win right there. If you are new to the channel and you want to go ahead and try this difficulty yourself on other maps in Phasmophobia, this is the settings here that you can go ahead and pause the video and look at. So we're doing 0 sanity. We're doing a max drain sanity because we don't have any. Regular player speed, flashlights are on. That way I can see and you can see the viewer what I'm looking at with those flashlights. And then we have for ghost, we have regular ghost speed. We have changing favorite rooms is very high. Event frequency is low. So if you have a ghost event objective, it could be hard to get that completed. 0 evidence, 0 grace period. And then we have 0 setup time. The weather is fog. I like fog as weather because if I'm going to do any campsite map, it really brightens up the entire area out there so you can see well without any lights if you don't have any. So I do like fog, but if you want to do a heavy rain for the additional multiplier, I totally understand that. Realistically, you could do whatever weather you want. It's your preference. And then for sanity meter off, activity meter off, and we have the fuse box starting on. That way we can go ahead and test for the Jinn the moment we start. On that very first hunt, we can do the Jinn speed boost test. And that is the multiplier, 10.62. You can use this to go get your Apocalypse Bronze and Silver trophy in Sunny Meadows. You have to do it solo, though. So feel free to go ahead and do that if you'd like to. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, my friends, stay crispy.